That is a good remake.
And you know what that means, folks, to Mr. Wilson. If he likes the remake, just like we heard Silver Wings from Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, that's a good version.
That has been logged in there forever, and you will probably hear it down the road.
Yeah, and it's a short road.
No.
The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill. Next to the Roadside Event Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat. It's where it's at.
526. That was a call that came in late yesterday.
That's funny. Who's the man? God. I'm good. You're really good.
Well, personally, as I watch the weather all around the state and see how fortunate we are that it's not way worse here, if I could be a little picky, I wouldn't mind if the breeze would go down a little bit.
Yeah. We're kind of sheltered down there, though, a little bit, in that corner. And
well, remember a couple of years ago, you had to move the buses around.
And it worked.
It worked really well.
Yeah, they put the buses there and blocked the wind for us. Worked great. And 36 today, so they changed it again, didn't they?
Every day this week it's changed.
Northeast 10 to 20. Usually that's during the afternoon when the winds peak, so we may get a break today. And if you're coming to help, make sure everybody dresses appropriately. And we start about 10. We'll be done by noon. Won't take us long. Now, see, that's a great Alabama song for Flakesgiving. Food on the table.
That's our official theme song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
59 days, Paul.
59. We're below 60.
Well, and I guess I didn't look at the list, so I don't know if she's flying with me, because you leave a day or two earlier, don't you?
Yeah, there's 21 people going with me.
Okay.
And there's 2 other planes.
Okay.
I think you leave the 21st.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay, please.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I know you're packed, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I know like All Guards and Rutherfords, and then they're all Billy. She's a Travel Cafe rep going with me.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of others. So, but we had so many, and in fact, I talked to Carol yesterday. She called me because payment was due yesterday.
Yep.
And I said, yeah, doesn't matter. It would fit on this.
Yeah.
And she told me that someone had to cancel, and but she filled it because she had a waiting list.
Right.
And they didn't even care which day. The gal just went right down with a credit card, just paid for it right away. So people were...
that reminds me, a couple that went last year, Todd Nelson and his wife that have Oscars Casino out in Lockwood.
Oh, yeah.
And spent a few days with them, and we were telling stories, and I said that when I was talking about paying somebody to assemble a jungle gym for kids, because that's a large pain in the butt. So I whipped out my credit card and said, is it more than this? He says, my wife hates you so bad now because I use that all the time.
Yeah, see? Some things are just worth it.
Well, what are you working for?
Yeah, some things are just worth it. So 59 days? Wow.
Well, who were you talking to yesterday about just how fast everything comes around?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Once we start the initial sign up for the Flakes trip in September, right after Labor Day, it's just bam.
Yep.
It's gone. It's just because we don't have a whole lot of days of work left between now and that trip. I got news for you.
We get some hate mail coming in very soon.
Oh yes, we're already. In fact, we're getting a lot of cards on it today, and people were dreading that day. And I know, but got quite a few donations in yesterday, and got some more in this morning. And some people even stop by. They hand deliver them, drop them off, which is fine. And Robert and Penny, if you're listening, your generosity just melts Mark and I in here. So thank you very much. You know what? And what's so great about that is, and we talked about it yesterday with the School District 2 fundraiser for the stadium and things like that.
Right.
You have to earn it.
Yeah.
You have to earn that. You have to show people that it will not be misused. You have to show them the results. You have to show them that once the money is received, it goes exactly to what you intended the money to do. It's trust. It's all about trust. Raising money is about trust. And it took us 37 years to get to this point. And our foundation, the Flakes Foundation, and our 501c3, it's open book.
Yeah.
It's there for everyone to see if they want.
Well, and checking our accounting, you can look at the checkbook and it's one page.
exactly.
It's Albertsons.
Yeah. Albertsons, the accountant, state of Montana,
Right.
and Metro Park.
And actually, we don't pay the state of Montana. Gene Forte got that out.
Yeah, the license thing.
Right.
Yeah, so, we're down to about 3. Well, and the other things we do, like the goggles
Right.
or something like that, which, yeah, sure. But when people, these great people like Penny and Robert, and when they act like this, Mark and I just are so humbled by it, and you folks are.
Well, going back to when we started doing this and meals were $14 or something, and so we got a lot. The majority were $14 checks.
Well, and you know what? We've got a lot of checks this year from people that I haven't seen before. And I think a lot of people realize that, it's the last couple years have been tough.
Yes, they have.
The inflation has eaten up a lot of people's money.
Right.
And
Well, I'm seeing the stories on the news stations from all the food outfits here. Demand is way up.
and we're getting checks from people for, the cost of a meal is $38. And we're getting checks from people for $38. And I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, that $38 to those people would make a big difference probably during Christmas. But yet they want to help a family somewhere that just couldn't do it this Thanksgiving. I mean, they would eat something, but it's not going to be the Thanksgiving meal that this provides. And it's just heartwarming, folks. It really is. And we got a bunch of notes and stuff. We'll cover them later, but we just. Oh, here's another one. And you know what? We've been doing trips, Flakes trips for how many years? 29? 29 years. And we forged a lot of relationships over those years, and a lot of our donors and stuff, those people, they give. Here's another one, Mark and Paul. Here's a check for Flakesgiving. Thanks for giving back. My daughter and I are excited to be coming on the trip in January. Happy holidays. So it's great, and look forward to spending time with you down there. Relax a little bit. Food on the table, shoes on the feet. So anyway, I went by yesterday up there. I see they got the dumpsters out there and stuff like that. So
Yeah, called down to Metro just to double check yesterday, and the guy in charge of it all says, "Hey, we got you, man."
yeah, Greg already had her done. Got it. We knew what you would need. We got it ready to go, and thanks for doing the event. And so they always help us out down there at Metro Park. Very good that way. In fact, they're good for any event like that. They take care of you when you do an event. Remember, we did our doghouse parade. Couldn't ask for better people to work with.
No, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it was easy. They're marketing people, they're events people, they're maintenance people. They do good work down there. They really do.
So.
We get the insurance through their venue, which is great. We don't want anybody getting hurt or anything like that. And it's just kind of a CYA thing that all businesses have. They have workers' comp for their employees and stuff, and then we just do it out of precaution.
Well, we're just like a lot of other businesses. Somebody falls and gets hurt, some
Yeah.
major claim.
Yeah.
We're done.
That's right. And they, there's ice sometimes and things, and smashed fingers, something like that would happen maybe. You never know. But now, the things that the policy won't cover is feelings.
Which for some of you
Yes.
is going to be a deal.
So if your feelings are hurt, that's not collectable. You cannot
No.
put a claim on feelings.
Well, what happened? Well, I'm butthurt. Well, that's not covered.
See, I was carrying 2 boxes, and this 6'4" guy that works at Cat Country came out, and he chewed my ass, and here I am volunteering, and I can speed this whole operation up if I carry 2 boxes. You don't carry 2 boxes.
That's not how we do it.
Nope, you carry 1. By the time you get that box full, it's going to have 30 pounds plus of stuff in it. And you got to understand your job. And most of the people who have been there numerous times, they already know. Up. Don't let him see you do that. They already know. And, we're very, very efficient the way we run that. The people who are behind the tables, who are loading all the stuff in, they pack the boxes. If you're a person that's moving the box and you decide that you want the can of corn in this corner and not that corner, that slows the whole line down. That's why we let them put it in. And the gals are. I saw some. Oh, you wimps! There were a couple studs last year down there, and they were standing behind the girls on the backside of the table, handing them macaroni and cheese boxes, and exactly, Mark. No. And Mark's thinking, I wouldn't let Paul see you back there. I would just say get in the truck, move the boxes.
It's fun all month at the Blue Cat Bar and Grill and Roadside Events Center. This Saturday, it's Glow Bingo with DJ Dave Austin, lights, music, and big prizes. Sunday, November 24th, more bingo action along with a cozy bread bowl with homemade soup. On Monday the 25th, it's country music trivia, and on Friday the 29th, grab a tag off the tree to help spread joy to children in Huntley Project. Plus, don't miss prime rib Saturdays and sushi and sliders Sunday nights. Take the short drive to Huntley, the Blue Cat, just 9 miles east of the Metro Park exit.
Oh, I talked to one of the moms yesterday. Huntley Project wrestlers are coming to help us today.
Oh, good. Awesome. They're good help. Every year we do something different that makes a difference. And last year, I discovered, and it works great, if we take 2 pallets and stack them on top of each other and lay them on the ground right where the guy who's lifting the boxes into the truck, he's higher.
Yeah.
And so it is so much easier because you're already a foot off the ground.
Right.
And by the time you just lift the box to an easy handling level, it's already high enough for the guys in the truck.
Good.
And it makes a huge difference there. So now I think this year we're going to have to stack them a little higher because I think we have 40-foot trailers instead of 53. Wasn't that Chris was saying we had so we'll have to stack them maybe a box higher, but no problem. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
We'll get it done. Mark and I always say the hardest part every year is raising the money. Mm-hmm. And for a lot of you folks listening, that's the easiest part.
Right.
So it works out well.
No, I've always said that. People want to help, but let me get this right. If I write you a check for $38, you'll arrange everything, you'll get people together, you'll make the meals, and you'll hand them out. Here's $38.
I know it. That's exactly right. That's right up Mark's alley. All I got to do is do this. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's all you got to do. And our meals are down this year, 38 instead of 40, which is good. Every dollar helps. Nickel's a nickel. Our deliveries, by the way, let's talk about our deliveries a little bit. We're filling up on the deliveries. So you can call the office line at 248-7827. When you call, you'll be directed on where to go for a Flakesgiving box and leave your address. All right, we don't have the ability to call back hundreds of people. Do it.
Something that changed for us here a couple years ago because of the innovations of cell phones and our salespeople just having the numbers and advertisers having their numbers. We didn't really need a receptionist, and the receptionist used to take all the deliveries down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. So. It directs you. You know, I mean, look, we all hate it. We all wonder, and all, myself included, God, can I talk to a person instead of going through the menu? You know, press dos. You know, press 1. If it's about billing, blah, 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 press 1. If it's about service, you're out of power, blah, blah, press 2. You know, it's the way it is now.
Except at Godfather's Pizza, you always talk to a person there when you call.
Yep, that's right. And same here.
Yeah.
When you call this number between 5 and 10. Sometimes we can't answer. We're on the air, but
right. Terry Gribben, me and my son Casey are good for 150 over here at Air Controls.
All right.
And would like to hear Waylon, Are You Sure Hank Done It This Way? That'll be the next song. And because I'm Mark, I'll tell you, Alabama covered that and did a pretty good job on it. Can't help it.
Oh, God. That's why you got to keep Mark busy, folks, at that thing. Big Cat Grizz game tomorrow. So on Saturday, we usually have less help. Now, on Saturday, though, we do get, like some of the baseball players, we get the Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts. They bring wagons and stuff because they carry the boxes for the folks that got bad backs or something. They're elderly. We don't want them to fall. These are 35-pound boxes, all dead weight right there in front of you. And so they help us out. But the driver's meeting tomorrow is at 10:15, so you can get up in the morning and have your breakfast, grab a cup of coffee, come up, and we get everybody organized. And depending on how many drivers we have, we usually send out about 4 or 5 meals per driver. And we know a lot of you can take 30, but we want to make sure everybody that came to volunteer gets their meals and can deliver. Plus, it makes it go quicker, more efficiently.
Yeah.
that way, everybody on the delivery list, because of our drivers and the way we do it, they almost all have their meals by 12 noon.
Yeah.
So even if they didn't get it, they would still have a chance. If there was one way, they could still come to Metro Park and get one, because we don't start till noon.
Right.
And if we only pass out 5, 6 deliveries, however many per person, and we group them, right? We neighborhood them.
Yep.
We group them so they're all fairly close, except for the out-of-town people and stuff, obviously, but they can get them delivered quickly and efficiently. And so that works out well. I don't know of another agency in town that does deliveries to homeless. And
No, well, you have to
you
have to sign up and go get one.
have to go there. You got to go out to the food bank or family service or something. You got to, and we have had years, folks, of weather that have been far worse than this. Remember the one year we had the Lawn Ranger? Those guys came down with their snow plows. Remember that, Wilson? And they had to clear the lot. We had so much snow.
I brought my four-wheeler with a plow, and I plowed, and you couldn't see where I had plowed.
I know. By the time you were done,
Yeah.
it was snowing so heavily there. But we got it done.
No, but when you're doing an outdoor event in Montana in November,
That's
and
right.
you have a couple of years where it's like that. Most of the time, it's like it is right now.
Yeah, you learn. Hey, it could have been a lot worse. You know, if part of that Pineapple Express would have pushed over here a little further, boy, I might not have made it.
If you can't get to town.
Yeah, we'd have been feeding cows and everything else. That storm over there dumped records amount of rain and heavy snow from northern California all the way up the coast, and up to 16 inches of rain fell in some parts of northern California, southwestern Oregon. That's a lot of rain. 200,000 people were without power in Seattle. Most of that is because of tree branches, fallen branches and debris. That's what does it. They got some rain in the eastern part of the country where they were in a drought there, New York, New Jersey, and had a few fires going. But their droughts on the East Coast, they last about 40 days. That's their drought. They just get tons of moisture over there. They go 40 days without a rain. That's a severe drought over there. I mean, we have colds over here that last longer than their droughts. I mean, it's just, but they got a little rain. The communities in Washington, go for crap's sakes. Communities out in the state of Washington opened up warming centers and offering free internet. Because you gotta have free internet when you have a major storm roll through.
Oh, my God.
This is what we've become. 40 degrees and you need to open a warming center?
Wow.
We are not going to have a warming center at Flakesgiving put together day to day down there.
No. Your heat will come from within.
Yes, it will. Free internet and device charging. Sonoma County Airport, north of San Francisco, got 11 inches of rain in 48 hours. Somebody's basement in Fulton, California flooded. Can we all get a collective boo-hoo for somebody's basement who flooded? Nobody told us somebody's basement in Red Lodge flooded 3 years ago. They weren't in the national news.
No.
Because you know why? They don't give an SH, guess what vowel it is, T, about people up here.
No, not enough population for them.
No. Free internet. That just sums it all up. Look, you don't want anybody to get storm damage, but Santa Rosa Fire Chief said 100 vehicles were stuck in a parking lot of a hotel for hours until the water went down. Couldn't get out of the parking lot. Well, gosh, sorry. Go and throw a movie in and it'll be done by the time you get out there. 15 inches of snow in some places in the Sierra Nevadas. Winds gusting to 75 miles an hour on the mountaintops. Sugar Bowl Resort, which is north of Lake Tahoe, picked up about 30 inches of snow. So now they're going to have the earliest opening they've had in 20 years. How could that be? Because all the climate people in Azerbaijan said that we're toast, we're done, and they need trillions. But it happens. In the Northeast, meanwhile, they got a much-needed shot of precip, providing a bit of a respite in a region plagued by wildfires. They don't know what wildfires are in the Northeast. Some of these were as large as 300-400 acres. And they got 2 inches of rain, and they're expecting 2 inches more by Saturday. See, their drought's over. They don't deal with what we deal with out here. Fire's a fire, I get it, but still.
It's fun all month at the Blue Cat Bar and Grill and Roadside Event Center. This Saturday, it's Glow Bingo with DJ Dave Austin. Lights, music, and big prizes. Sunday, November 24th, more bingo action along with a cozy bread bowl with homemade soup. On Monday, the 25th, it's country music trivia. And on Friday, the 29th, grab a tag off the tree to help spread joy to children in Huntley Project. Plus, don't miss Prime Rib Saturdays and Sushi and Sliders Sunday nights. Take the short drive to Huntley, the Blue Cat, just 9 miles east of the Metro Park exit.
A drought, by the way, all you trained meteorologists and stuff, it just kills me. Because a drought is not a number. Drought is a condition.
Right.
We've talked about it thousands of times here. We can have up way above normal for precip for the year here. And a meteorologist will say, well, we're not in a drought because we're 2 inches ahead of where we should be. Well, you come out and stick your damn shovel in the ground out there where I am, where we've had 2 inches more, and tell me there's not a drought. Drought's a condition. It's not a number. And all these guys go by numbers instead of conditions. Though a lot of old timers are out there listening right now, shaking their head, going, damn right, it's a condition. But that was the big weather problem yesterday. It was part of that Pineapple Express that hit out there on the West Coast.
See that Kathy Kelker is stepping down.
That's all right.
Well, see, another pet peeve of mine. Stepping down after a public service career that has spanned half a century.
Half a century.
But did you get paid for it? Because if you did, that's not public service. What we're doing today, that's public service.
That's a great point. Yeah, Joe Biden, 50 years of public service. He got paid handsomely.
Oh, you'll have to find the video of him with the Boston Celtics at the White House.
I saw that.
Oh, my God.
It was like he's ready to tip over.
Yeah, well, and he started to call him Baltimore and not Boston. And then he says, well, Celtic is my Secret Service name.
Oh, well, that's good.
Well, it's not secret anymore.
That guy, folks, what is he doing to us? What is he and his administration and what are they doing to us? I mean, they got less than 60 days, 58, 59 days left of their presidency, and they are starting World War III before they leave. Why? Why in the hell did they wait 1,000 days into this war, and then with 59 days left in the White House, they have lit a fuse that I'm not sure Donald Trump will be able to put out? Russia fired that intercontinental ballistic missile yesterday now into Ukraine. He has opened up doors to a whole new avenue of war. People in the European Union, they're getting troops together now, putting in air defense missile systems because of the threat. And this is what Biden has done. Yeah, your guy. You Democrats voted for him. That missile delivered a new deadly message to NATO. President Vladimir Putin cleared up the mystery with an appearance on Russian television yesterday, describing it as a new intermediate-range ballistic missile. It raced to its target at 10 times the speed of sound. There is no modern anti-missile system available that can knock those missiles out. We don't have them. No one has them.
Jeez.
And we've fallen behind in this, by the way. What they have done to our military is shameful. First time that a missile like that has been used in any war, in any conflict. That missile struck an industrial facility in Ukraine. Putin said modern air defense systems that exist in the world and anti-missile defenses created by Americans in Europe cannot intercept these missiles, Putin said. Let this be a warning to you or any other NATO country that acts against Russia. This is lowering the threshold for using our nuclear arsenals as well. The firing of this missile went successfully. Folks, Joe Biden, this dumb ass, this man, everything in foreign policy throughout 50 years of his career has been wrong.
Yeah.
And now he's poking the bear. 59 days left. And now he's letting the Ukraine put out landmines throughout the area to blow up Russian troops. Using new long-range missiles to fire into Russia, with just 59 days to go, folks. We've had 1,000 days of war. By the way, you Democrats, you voted for him. You got to be applauding, right? Yeah, Joe, this is the guy you wanted, right? Until your sons or daughters are involved. I think they're doing it on purpose to create as much melee and turmoil for the upcoming administration because, folks, politics is above all else for that party. They don't care if your son dies from fentanyl brought in illegally across the border. They don't give a rat's. They left those wide open. Laken Riley's family, they never heard from the Biden administration. Donald Trump called their family.
Yeah.
They didn't hear from them. They could could care less. It's politics first, folks, and their power. And you folks voted for him. 28,000 people in Yellowstone County voted for that man who's going to end up getting your sons and your daughters killed in a conflict that we can't handle. I saw a thing yesterday that said, when you go into a Walmart store, did you see that? You should take the wipes and wipe the handles off of the carts because they could have fentanyl on them.
I didn't know there was fentanyl.
Yeah, one little bit of that. You go to wipe your kid's nose or something that's running in the store, you got fentanyl on your finger, you could kill her right there.
Wow.
Open borders, folks. You voted for that, you know. You voted for that guy. Now Russia's shooting long-range missiles. We're supplying long-range missiles. Europe's on high alert now. Your guy's doing that. Your guy. We got war in Iran. We got South Korea, North Korea looking at each other now through telescopes and binoculars. You voted for him, and they're worried about climate change. The climate's going to change. It's going to heat up, all right. It's going to heat up, and it isn't going to be from the sun either. It's because the jerk that you people put in office in his foreign policy has been a disaster since day one, starting with Afghanistan all the way through. A disaster. And they're questioning the people that nominated President Trump wants to put in office to run our Defense Department, our Secretary of State, our CIA. They're questioning his people, and look what your people and Joe Biden have given us. Crazy. Feel free to call anytime and defend them. Love to have you in. John Tester never came in.
No.
Ugly, ugly, ugly. And they're withholding military equipment that Congress approved legislatively. It was sent to the White House. They signed it, but yet Biden and Harris are holding up the military hardware they approved for Israel to use against terrorists because they worried about the anti-Semitic voting bloc in America during the election, worried about what might happen to Gaza and people in that area, and yet funneling in now new weaponry for the Ukraine, poking the most dangerous man in the world, him and G. Every single thing they have done with foreign policy is a rat screw, and we can't get them out of there quick enough to save us. It's awful. And you folks put him in there. You put him in there. Mary Sheehy Schmo.
Oh, it's Friday.
Yeah.
Could we get another article about how fair this publication is?
Talking about the Cat Grizz rivalry. Let's keep the brawl metaphorical.
Well, folks, responding to some criticism, the Brawl of the Wild is now going to be a flag football game.
I attended my first brawl 20 years ago. I was mortified when a young woman plunked herself down in front of us wearing a sweatshirt with a cartoon on the back depicting a grizzly sodomizing a bobcat. You know, maybe this isn't your event.
You should find some other form of entertainment, I think.
It got worse as fans for both teams were crude and rude, displaying the worst qualities of drunkenness. In the third quarter, a bobcat was injured seriously enough to be transported off the field. Half of the north end zone rose and celebrated. It was ghastly. Were they celebrating or were they giving him a hand when he was carted off the field?
Right.
How do you know which each one of them was doing?
You don't know much about sports.
Yeah, because whenever a player's hurt and they cart him off, everybody stands up, cheers, gives them an ovation. She said, "That's it for me," and I gathered up my things and left. Neither of us have ever attended another Brawl of the Wild. It's gotten ugly. If you're good, you don't need to be ugly. Games should warm us with the beauty of athleticism.
Well, if that's what you're looking for, you should go to a track meet.
And of course, she's a Grizz fan. Go Grizz. And you have to also understand, though, that athletics is entertainment for folks. Yeah, there's a few people, but of all the people I would not expect to label, it would be Mary Sheehy Schmo.
That's the truth.
Are you labeling the other 25,000 people? They're all like that in this stadium? No, they're not. They're not. They're good, hardworking people that want to go out and support their team, yell and scream and carry on, and that's just it. Picture of Santiago's restaurant, open for business now in the former Bull Mountain Grill. You folks may recall I had that information a few weeks ago. They were coming and giving another restaurant up there. They also have a location up on Grand Avenue. This is a little bigger venue, I'm sure, so that gives you another choice in the Heights. That's one thing, folks. There's as good a Mexican food in Billings as there is in Mexico. Those families that come up here and start these restaurants, they all know how to do it, and it's great. It's great food, and because we've had it in both places, and it's just as good here, no doubt about that. Wouldn't you say, Wilson?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, it's a little more enjoyable eating it on a beach in Mexico.
That's a good point.
With your toes in the sand.
Yes, or having them bringing it up to your room.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice, too.
Carlos, we'll be dining on the patio this evening.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, some of those big nighttime buffets they have out there by the pool in the evening time, when it's Mexican night. Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable. And got all the open-fired grills going out there, and they're cooking fish and fresh fish, too, and all kinds of stuff. Just making the tortillas and everything right there in front of you, and it's just excellent stuff. And you see all kinds of funny T-shirts down there, too, but that doesn't mean we hate each other and we're going to beat the hell out of each other.
And some of those people, alcohol's a factor as well.
Yes. Doesn't mean they're bad people.
No. Well, that one rabbit shirt I brought back for Susie Paddock.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, you see all kinds of stuff down there. Guys walking along the beach, the biggest slobs you ever seen with shirts that say sex instructor.
Right.
I mean, they're just funny, just whimsical, not meant to hurt anybody or offend anybody. Like my dad always said, there's a little bad in the best of us and a little good in the worst of us. Mary, she, schmo, you should have other things that are more serious that you need to be writing about than whether some people at the Cat Grizz game get a little out of hand. Yeah, they do. I've seen people get out of hand at Walmart.
You ever been
anywhere?
Ever been to a high school basketball game
Yes.
and seen a parent get out of control?
There's other things that you, as a Democrat, with the people you have in charge right now running this country, should really, really be concerned about, like a missile in the state of our defense and other things. If you're going to write about that, write about our test scores, things like that, since you were in education, write about that and what we need to do to turn that around. The influence of critical race theory and wokeism in our schools and what that's done to us over the last 30, 40 years, huh? The vaccine scandal that cost all of our students a year's worth of learning at least. The obesity problem in our schools, because, boy, just, activity. We can't let our kids play dodgeball. That's the kind of stuff, schmo, that you need to write about. Not whether or not there's a picture of a grizzly bear doing something nasty to a bobcat. Right, Wilson?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, it's a busy day, folks. The lines are open, 248-5665. The app's open for business. Still collecting donations and stuff today. We got a busy weekend in front of us. Couldn't do it without you.
All right, we'll get rolling. First news coming up, 6:14.
The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, next to the Roadside Events Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat, it's where it's at.